Ugh. It always starts playing. There's no way out of it. I don't know if my lips are matching. Here, well, let's do a test and you can tell me how close it is. Boop. Pop. Pop. Like, as I just do this instead. I think the difference between the webcam and the microphone is 250 milliseconds. Actually, here. Look at my armpit hair. Bring the mic down a little bit closer. It matches, really? I got it? Wow. Okay. My bottom lip is lower than my upper lip. I will admit to that. You know, something I forgot to do is add in a link to the road trip that I am using in my visualizer here. So I'm going to do that before I even get started. Well, I'll do it while the song's playing. Is that fair enough? Yeah. All right. So we're going to start off. And for anybody who doesn't know what's going on here, this is SimSelections. And you could read all about this month's challenge in the description. And the video is someone's road trip from California all the way to North Carolina. And I have set it up in a visualizer where the bass frequencies determine the speed of the car, van. I think it's a van. There might be some like edits here and there in it, but we're going to see how far we make it this time. And it's not always the bass, by the way. I'm not always going to use the bass, so don't make a bunch of bassy music thinking that it's going to get us there faster. It's always going to be different. I'll turn this van around. Okay, I'm going to start playing, and let's get to it. Can I start playing? There we go. start. That was a whole lot. That was a maximalist song. I loved it. And we're near the Grand Canyon right now. I know where we are. Been here. Getting close to the Grand Canyon.
We're already in, that was an amazing song, and we're also already in, well, close to New Mexico. Carptacula, I feel like that's maybe not a legit account. I don't know. That was a weird comment. Do you think that this is a video game? I could see how it looks like a video game. This would be a cool video game if it was. Should I pretend like I should get a... Do I have a controller? Here, I'll just use... This is my driving controller, my Franklin switcher. And I'm just driving with it. No, this is actually an audio visualizer that I made. And, well, I mean, I didn't make the road trip, but I made the audio visualizer using a video, a very large video of a very, very long road trip. And that's what this is. And it's reactive to the music. And you'll only see it here. This ain't no game. We ain't playing.
Nice. That was great. This is all fitting so well, too, into the desert. Except this. This is definitely not desert. This is water. It's all really good road trip music still. Dug it. That was the new Albuquerque soundtrack.
When the grass is dead and your house is baking bread and you don't want to go outside, you know the scene. You go and get your funk machine. There's no reason to hide. Turn it on, turn it on. Turn it on, turn it on. That's what I said. Turn on your funk machine. It's the coolest thing alive. Don't waste your time with fans or air sublime. There's no replacing the jive. Turn it on, turn it on. Turn it on, turn it on. Test this thing before rolling it in here. Alright, let me adjust some things. Let's get this funk in here. Alright. This. That's what I'm talking about. One more. Okay, let's try this again.
That was great. That was excellent. Yeah, wow. All Pulsar 23. That's crazy. And also, hi, Mom. in Memphis, Tennessee. Loved it. Brett, you make that joke about Memphis, Egypt, but Memphis does have, I think, like one of the biggest pyramids in the world, and it's a Bass Pro Shop. I'm not joking, sadly.
Notice on the bridge. The bridge is falling down. So you have to take us back. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go.
I feel like that could have been like a future Sound of London song, to be honest. I loved it. Loved it. Loved the tempo changes too. I was just here, right in this area. Nice. Love that. Love the vocals. Lots of vocals in Adam's stuff in the past couple months, huh? Getting so close. Nice. I like how the pace is slowing down. We're just slowly cruising through North Carolina. And I think if we make it, I'm gonna have to invert one of the parameters here. And then we'll go backwards. Imagine if everything ended right there. That would have been so perfect. Okay. Live coding.
This is a public service announcement. Drink, 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 right now. Drink, drink, drink.
What should I do again? It's so hot, I forgot.
She said right now. Thank.
Drink, drink, drink. Drink, drink, drink.
In der Hit You Should Drink Beer, is what my mama says. Is what my mama says. Is what my mama says. In der Hits musst Bier trinken. In der Hits musst Bier trinken. In der Hits musst Bier trinken. In der Hit You Should Drink Beer, is what my mama says. In der Hit You Should Drink Beer, is what my mama says. In der Hits musst Bier trinken. What my mama says.
It's so hot, I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot.
Loved it. Amazing. And I just answered in the chat, but I'm using Magic Music Visualizer and then GLSL, and then just refreshing the file. Yeah, I'm trying to do data moshing. That was my goal here. But I will save project as. Maybe next month. I was about to ask a question to see. I'll ask it while I'm getting the videos ready because we have 3 video submissions. Here's the question I wanted to ask. How does everybody feel? And this is very, very much, this will rely on a lot of other things to come together. But how does everybody feel about maybe next month? Knobcon is happening on the 8th of September in Chicago. I will be there. Venus Theory will be there. I don't know if I'm supposed to be announcing this, but Red Means Recording will be there. It would be really cool to have a SimSelections listening party there, but the problem is that the internet sucks in that hotel, and I don't know how to get around it unless I had Elon Musk install one of his sat links there. Yeah, and Nornek will be there, and we will all be having a party. But, or maybe even record it and then replay it later. Does it have to be a live thing? That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, hiring a satellite, I don't know if that would work. But I do want to do a live stream there one way or another. I guess it does kind of fit, doesn't really fit in with that week. Because I was going to do a live stream of, I have like intellectual property on this side. I'm really glad it didn't follow me there. Yeah, well, first of all, I am not really all that in cahoots with Knobcon, just so you know. I'm not like, I don't really work with them that much or anything. I'm more in cahoots with NAMM than I am with Knobcon, believe it or not. But it is run by some well-meaning folk, and it really is as close to a mom and pop operation as possible. I mean, it's like a family-run convention with, yeah, suit and tie guy. His mom runs a lot of it as well. She is the nicest person you'll ever meet. And then Mike Cameron. Those are like the 3 key figures that run it. And for that team, to keep the prices as low as they do per booth, they do a great job. You can exhibit there extremely inexpensively, which is what makes it such a gem, is small companies can exhibit and show off things and network, and that's really cool. And Polyend will be there. Not that, I mean, there's companies way smaller than Polyend that'll be there, but Polyend will be there. And I'll probably, as usual, I like hanging out at the Polyend booth to see how people are getting along with things, because that gives me tips on, you know, UI stuff for things that I'm involved with the making of. So, yeah, I'm not getting anything from them financially. T-Mobile home internet's pretty good. Yeah, maybe I'll do something like that. I'm not getting anything from them financially. I mean, I get like a free pass, I think, but that's because I've, you know, known them forever. But if you're in the area, if you're anywhere near the area, consider going, because you get to put your hands on a bunch of modules and synthesizers, and you get to meet everybody, and I get to take a picture with you. For me, not for you. I'm not going to let you keep it. Put it on my fridge. Right. I promised that while I was talking, I would be editing the file list here, but I just yapped, because that's what I do. I'm a yapper. But I'm trying to plan a cute, here's the thing about Knobcon, is they're doing extremely well in terms of exhibitors. Uh-oh, hold up. They're doing extremely well in terms of exhibitors, and they've actually run out of space, believe it or not. and being the ballers that they are, rather than saying, you know what, we're going to raise prices to, be like NAMM and Super Booth and everything else. Nope. They're like, no, we're going to keep the prices low and we're just going to try and get a whole nother room. How crazy is that? That's crazy. It is crazy because there's a very easy, greedy solution and they're taking the hard one that requires an immense more amount of planning. So it's still up in the air where this live Q&A would be. I've been floating the idea of not having it there at all, but having it in Chicago at like a nonprofit place, like the Chicago Center of Folk Music. Am I saying that wrong? Or the Co-Prosperity Sphere in Bridgeport. But that is a far distance from Knobcon if you're not driving. So anyway, these are all things that you can think about and let me know later. Or, ones that I could figure out myself. But I don't like that as much. That sucks. Okay, we got Jungle Pickle nonsense, it says. So let's listen up.
Hot, with a monkey on your back. There's trouble at the mill and a baby in a sack. When you're out in the sun and looking for fun, gotta hide in a tree and buzz like a bee. Cold as a troll in a black leather jacket. If he catches your ass, he's really gonna smack it. Crawl like a worm with a pickle in your pocket. You can wear a furry hat and say you're Davy Crockett. Dressing for the snow with a puffer like a maggot. If you wear a loose belt, then you're probably gonna snag it. Sliding down the hill at 110. If you hit the bunny rock, you won't do it again. Stop right there, keep your hands below your nose. If you touch your ears or eyebrows, they could beat you with a hose. When the lunch bell rings, put a pizza in your trunk. Give a sausage to a chicken and a salad to a monk. Suck, how the jelly bean is tested. Don't try it yourself unless you're thoroughly rested. You could wait in line until it's your turn, but when you're caught short, you'll have to water the fern.
You do realize that the WTF does not stand for water the fern.
Oh, what does it stand for?
It's like a feature film. Okay, hold up. Did I choose the wrong file? I may have. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. That wasn't a movie file. Windows Explorer just really hates you. Oh, maybe we only have 2 movie files, and maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I am smoking DMT. It's possible. Okay. Here we go. I deleted my own voice. But all I was saying is that I'm removing this, and I'm removing this, and I'm removing this, and I'm adding this. So you didn't really miss that much. But let's do some tiers. All right. Let's I mean, so this I have a couple tier lists prepared. This one is probably the most boring unless you use FL Studio, in which it is pretty great. So 3 times OSX. This is can you still not hear me? You can hear me, right? Really? How the fuck can you not hear me? You can hear me. Hold on. I need to verify this on my own stream here. You can hear me. Yeah, okay. I can hear myself swearing at you. All right, good. Okay, sorry. The latency is brutal, even though I have this on low latency. All right, this is a tier list. So this is your standard grade A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, F. I never realized that the E is missing. F is fail, obviously. S is, I guess, God tier. I don't know. S is better than A. I don't know why there's an S in the tier list, but this is that. Anyway, so 3 times OSC. I actually am going to put this in the A tier, even though it is one of the most basic FL Studio things. It is kind of the root of FL Studio. Like, you can, at NAMM, for example, at the FL Studio booth, I was challenged to make a track using only one FL Studio device or plugin. And I chose 3 times oscillator, and because it's like been around since version 3 or something, right? And yeah, and they're like, are you serious? Like, it doesn't, and yeah, and it was great. It was so much fun. You could do so much, and you really can just sort of experiment with oscillators. And all of the built-in filters and automation things inside FL, which makes it extremely powerful, even though it's the simplest thing. So it's a good way to, yeah, these are all things that come with FL. Generally, some of them you pay more for. So Slayer, this is their guitar thing. Plop, going down to D. It's old. It was maybe in like when it was first announced. It was great. I don't even know if it's still accessible in the menu unless you go in and deep dive and enable it. Drum synth. Gonna give it a B. Right? Or am I confusing it with... No, yeah, drum synth is good. I like drum synth. Drum synth is like the Utonic, the Mutonic for FL Studio. It is different than Mutonic, but it is useful. Especially if you want to make like lo-fi drums or something, it's great. FL keys. Kind of sound terrible. Going down to D. Fruit kick. It's nice to have a kick, but also you have bass drum. So these two are kind of going to sit down here. Beat map. That's very old. There's really no reason to use beat map. Beep map. It's like cool to look at once because you could hear an image, but you can't really do that much with it. Ogun. Ogun is it's old. It's C tier, as is Morphine. It's a sampler. Poi DX10 I would bring up to B tier. Here's an interesting thing that you're going to see here. Is I'm also going to make Citrus equal with the DX10 because I think the Citrus's interface is a little confusing. I have to like use it for a while before I get used to it. Boo Bass, going to put that up at... No, I have to keep Boo Bass a C. I use Boo Bass all the time because it's a great stand-in bass, but it's... obviously it doesn't sound real or anything. Now, transistor bass. I'm going to put this at a... This would be at A if it had a randomize button for the notes, which it might now. I'm not sure, because I did complain about it, and then they asked me, like, hey, what do you mean a randomize button? I think it might have a randomize button now. I'm going to put it at A tier, because it is a TV303 emulator, and that's really important. Plucked. God, Plucked used to be great, but we're still going to put that at C because it's old. Sakura is a physical modeling synth, not the most powerful one, but fun to play with. Harmless is an additive synthesizer. I'm going to put at A tier. It's not the most powerful because Harmor is probably the most powerful synthesizer that you could get via VST. Realistically, it is. You can resample things. Or sorry, you can bring things in there and resynthesize them. Like you're not playing with a sample anymore. You're playing with an additive synthesis version of the thing you drag and dropped into the window. It's a video I want to make that is just going to take forever to actually make super palatable and easy to understand, but it is incredible. Flex is... I used to think Flex was down here because I didn't like the idea of buying sound packs for things, and it's just a very simplified interface. I have access to Flex's editor to make a sound pack in case I wanted to make one. That makes me bring it up here. It is actually incredibly powerful. It's just that when I first looked at it, the sound packs weren't that powerful. You can do a whole lot with Flex, like a lot. And then you can make a very simplified interface for people who don't want to go that deep. And that might be something I do in the future. If enough people ask me to make a Flex pack, I'll do it because I do understand the interface of how to make it and the sort of language. Drum Max, that would probably go up here with Drum Synth. Autogun, I don't know what that is that much. I can't rate it if I don't know what that. Drum Pad, I'm going to give that a C. Mini Synth, Here, SimSynth. I would rather use 3 times OSX. Toxic Biohazard, that's an old one. I feel like these are all just C's. I do wish that they had FPC here. GMS, kind of old, but yeah. And then Poison, you could get some pretty nice sounds out of that. So we'll put that B. Lovely. No, nothing's a fail, I guess, right? Like I would probably never use FL keys. Let's put that as a fail. Any of these deserve to be a fail? Yeah. Like I could see myself using Slayer for something funny or fun. Beat map if I just wanted to listen to if I wanted to quickly listen to something. But no, I guess, yeah, beat map, I would just put it into Harmor. But if you don't have Harmor, then beat map. So yeah, I guess just FL keys would be the only thing I'd put down there. Yeah. That's that. All right, next up. Next tier list. This one is a little bit more fun. This one is a lot more fun. I don't know why I have it on 2. Well, I only have 2 tier lists. Okay, good. All right, next tier list. This one is a little bit of a custom-made one. Now, these are DAWs, and this is, rather than having an S to F, this is somebody who is having endless intercourse versus somebody who isn't sure what intercourse is, and then in between them. I guess we could just like type in here like average intercourse, average sex life. Yeah, that's what I would. And so this is kind of an abstract scale, isn't it? Because, maybe the more technical one might be closer to isn't sure what intercourse is. You never know. All right, so let's start. Adobe Audition. Somebody using Adobe Audition is probably working in the film industry or a podcast editor or something like that. Average sex life. Maybe above average sex life. I feel like podcasters probably do well in that. Married would be average sex life, I suppose. I mean, I guess if like we're going to be comedic, it would be a little bit under average. But yeah, married would be like average. All right. Also, I need your help because I'm going to put all these things down here on the bottom that I don't know what they are. Well, no, because that would get... Okay, all the things in the... I know what digital performer is, and that's like here. Renoise is definitely down here. Magic's Music Maker. Oh, God. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to lose some... Ardour, okay. I gotta say, if you're using the only open source Linux DAW, I can't say that. Ugh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what 8 is. Does anybody know what that is? I mean, Ardour is like, I like it. It's a great project. But who's using it, really? I guess, like this is the IT guy who makes music. Around here. Because the married guy who makes music is just the random married guy who makes music who doesn't really, he's not part of he doesn't read the subreddits or anything. He's using Cakewalk. Because it's free. Or GarageBand. I would say GarageBand would be above average. I would also say Reason would be above average. That could just be their marketing, but I would say that Reason would be probably up there somewhere. Yeah, so we got to keep... Mixbus. No, that could be like older married fellow. God, I don't know what half of these symbols are. I wish I knew what they were. Universal Audio. Does Universal Audio even have a DAW? What am I missing? Reaper, hold up. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to put Reaper up here. And I'll tell you why. Gaming people use Reaper all the time. They are the people who are in the gaming industry, and the people who are in the gaming industry have money. And I'm going to argue that the Reaper people, they're fucking. I'm gonna argue. GarageBand goes up. Think about who's using GarageBand. I feel like this is also very like male centric. Like these are all dudes. Like I feel like it's hard for me to imagine like a teenage girl doing this. It would also be kind of weird if I had. I'm imagining like somebody, a dude between the ages of like 18 and 40, right? Maybe 50. You don't think the modern gamer? Okay, maybe you're right. I would say that the Reaper guy, could be writing music or editing audio dialogue for, a Switch game that is also on the App Store, working for a tech company, working for Tencent in San Francisco in their office there. But I'll go down here. Now, Reaper, the reason I said, okay, so Audition, I'm going to bring that back up because these are people who work in the film industry and podcast editors, and they're probably cleaning house. GarageBand, I'm going to keep up here. I'm going to keep it above average because this is somebody who's not this is somebody who's got a music career. Reason and GarageBand seem to be people who are not professional musicians. But, GarageBand's like the good-looking person who plays the guitar. I feel like the conversation's taking this more serious than I am. Okay, I can't read this. I don't know what that says. Is this Pro Tools? Pro Tools would probably be, like, up here? Cubase. Wait, is this Cubase or is this Cubase? It's very confusing. Both of them down here. I still don't know what the 8 is. The Studio One. I mean, I feel like this is just like the standard guy who, just is kind of. Pro Tools is the purple squiggly. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so we'll put Pro Tools there because I don't know what this is. And I have no idea what this is. I also have no idea there are a lot of things I don't know what they are. But these are the three that are going to be really difficult for me. Bitwig, I'm putting average. No. Bitwig's going above average. Nah, sorry. We got the grid. We got to go back to average. Because I would say that Live is above average. Live is like your DJs, your taking stuff somewhat seriously producers. Bitwig is like the people who want things like the grid and I guess, like, for some reason, they're leaving Live to have a different experience that might be a little bit more technical, or they're running it on Linux, in which case we're bringing it. But, yeah. Now, FL Studio. Now, normally I would put FL Studio down here. Like, you got some really technical indoor people using FL Studio. However, I'm going to tell you who uses FL Studio. I wonder if I can say who. Okay, let's put it this way. I know a lot of. No, I don't like hang out with them, but I've met some of them and I've heard about some of them, like A-level rapper, like AAA rated rappers who use FL Studio, and I feel like that has to bring it up to at least here, maybe here. like Kanye uses FL Studio. Dead Mouse isn't a rapper, but he uses FL Studio. I feel like these are people who are fucking. Audio Tool. I don't even know what that is. 8. I need to know what the 8 means. I love the comment. The only reason I'm doing this because I knew that this would just blow up. 8 is Mixcraft. Okay. Universal Audio. Oh. Yeah. My experience with the Universal Audio is bad, though. Not with the company. I've just never responded to their emails ever, but the actual, like, the people, when it first came out, people were arguing that, like, the Universal Audio software sounded more legitimate than the VSTs, and because it was running on the fucking hardware, which I don't even think it was. I think the hardware was just essentially a dongle and an audio interface. And I don't have any evidence to say this, by the way. I'm just talking at my ass. But yeah, I feel like there's just this elitism associated with it. And those that type of elitism, that doesn't work well on Tinder. But let's do something a little bit different here. Should buy. Don't buy. And then in the middle, we could just put if on a really good, actually maybe a little bit lower. If on a really good sale. Why does everything have to be capitalized there? All right. And down here, we could put do not buy. Down here, we'll put, well, hold on. I'm taking this way too seriously. Not even for free. Okay. This is brutal. All right. Is this good? Is this a good ranking system? Well, this is like must buy. Good deal. All right. I know, it is so much less fun without the sexual stuff. Okay, Adobe Audition. I'm going to put everything down here first. Which is going to like look really bad if somebody just takes a screenshot of this moment, but you know, we need to clean things up here. Okay. Boy, am I going to have a lot of companies hate me. Okay, so FL Studio. I mean, whatever. I'm biased, but like, boop, it goes up here. It's an excellent deal. You pay once. You have free updates for life. People who bought fucking version 2.0 are still getting the newest updates. You can't argue with that. No subscription BS. No maintenance fee stuff. No dongles. It's by far the best deal in a professional level DAW. Now Renoise. Good deal. I haven't played with it that much, but it seems like a good deal. It seems like a really powerful, like if you're into trackers, Renoise is the shit. Like you ain't gonna do any better on a computer. You know, if you want a hardware tracker, it's an entirely different story, obviously. This one's tough. Ableton Live. My opinion, I think it's overpriced. And I say this as somebody who's spent days on end learning it and making a track in it. I think it might be a little bit too much money. I would put it there. I don't think you would need a really good deal. I think you would need a good deal though. Let's see. I feel like everybody's we're all feeling the same vibes here. I can barely read what y'all saying, so I'm just gonna look at this instead. Okay. which is I'm looking at your chat just in a different window. I'm not. All right. What was 8 again? Oh yeah, I don't even know what that does. I feel like I should just put those back because sliding Magic's music maker. I don't know. Do not buy. Ardeur. I mean, where do you put this? Yeah, I mean, obviously it's already a really good deal because it's free, but it's yeah, it's fine. Studio One, nah. Adobe Audition. Ugh, God. I use Audition all the time. I pay for it, even though it's part of the Creative Cloud. But I use Photoshop all the time too. I mean, any YouTuber who has to make thumbnails constantly has to use, Photoshop will save you time. It's not a matter of if Audition is good or useful, because it really is. It's a super useful, destructive wave editor. I've been using it for, I would say, 3 to 4 hours a day this week, because I've been recording and cutting up samples and stuff like that. By the way, just so you know, I have been sleeping every other day. How's that sound? Seriously, I'm trying it. I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it. If you can tell, I'm hoarse because I didn't sleep last night. So, and I also recorded video yesterday and had a bunch of calls today. So, but it's kind of working. I've been trying to stick with it. Some days are better than others. But yeah, I'm doing that every other night. I'm sleeping for 6 to 7 hours every other night. So anyway. So I've been recording at night when it's really quiet, when I need absolute silence to record sample library stuff. And then I've been editing it in Audition and then sending it off and then doing my normal job now. No, I do not take naps ever. Never, never, never. I hate naps. Okay. If Nornek says that Ardeur is a good DAW, I trust them. I'm going to put it up there. So anyway, Audition, it's not a good deal. I hate to say it, but I love it, but I do use it constantly. Yeah. Now if I took a nap right now, if I took a nap right now, if I like curled up on the floor there with Lucy and took a nap, I would be wrecked. Like I can't even describe how wrecked I would be. It would be bad. I cannot do that. When if I watch a TV show or something and fall asleep, actually, it happened a couple nights. I was out of town filming something in Tennessee, or I guess in North Carolina, Tennessee border. And I didn't really, and I missed the UFC fights, and I fell asleep while watching the end, just for like 20 minutes. Destroyed. You cannot sleep every other day and then take a nap. It will kill you. Not kill you, but you will feel what you would imagine you would feel. Reason. How much is Reason now? Nah, I'm not going to look shit up. I'm just going to go from my own. I would say if on a really good sale. I haven't used it in years. I really am curious about using it, but I also don't want to own a whole DAW. So, GarageBand. It's free. Good deal. Nah, yeah, good deal. I'm not going to say anything else about GarageBand. It's fine. Is this Cubase? Yes, I think. Let me... God. What is with the symbols? It's not even that color anymore. Okay. Cubase. God. I hate to do this. Because I like my friends at Yamaha so much. But I gotta put it there. And here's the reason why. Their pricing structure, unless it's changed in the last 6 months, their pricing structure just pisses me off to no extent. They charge upgrades on 0.5s. They have like little incremental, just, bug fixes. We added this little thing and this little thing. And they charge you an upgrade on it. And if you don't buy the upgrade right when they charge you for it, then you lose your special upgrade deal, and then you have to pay for a full version upgrade. And I lose track of that shit because I don't use it all the time, but I do have it. And I don't even know what I'm on right now. But like between that and like the e-licenser and everything else, fuck it. Sorry to go on a tangent, but you know, we're a non-profit channel now, so I could just burn all the bridges, I guess. Cubase. Or sorry, Cubase. Cakewalk. Cakewalk's free. I mean, whatever. Don't buy it. You could still install it, but don't buy it. Yeah, I'm also going to say Ardour, even though Ardour sounds like y'all like it, don't buy it. So we'll just put like the free ones there. Reaper. This is tough. Yeah, the newest Cubase doesn't use the dongle anymore. Although my dongle's still on the desk for some reason, but Digital Performer. Do not buy. Can you buy it anymore? Pro Tools. hate to do it, but come on. Pro Tools, yeah. Okay, these are going to be the two hard ones. I don't know what this is anymore, so I'm putting it back. I don't know what this is. Something Pro. Acid Pro? No, I don't know what that is. All right. Yeah, is this Nuendo? Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I was actually wondering where Nuendo was. Weird. My icon for Nuendo is different. Here's the thing. If you're working in gaming, you're going to have to get Nuendo. However, if you're working in gaming and you're working with an engine that uses Nuendo, then the studio that you're working for should be providing you with a license. So if you want to work with Wise and Fmod in gaming, you're going to have to learn Nuendo. It will help your resume if you plan on working for a AAA studio. So I got to put it here. Buy it on a really good sale, or pirate it, or I think they may have really good educational discounts. Sounds like if you're in that situation, then you may actually have yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think. Wait, Ardour is $45? I didn't know that. Wait, why? Ha. Hold up. Why, if it costs $45, is it a donation thing? Yeah, I do not recognize Logic at all. Which one is Logic? Can I guess which one Logic is? Okay, then I guess if it's a donation thing here, if they're charging money for open source software, then this goes off the chart somewhere. Okay, right. I see. Got it. Okay, then yeah, we could put it on. We could put it. I don't know. I mean, I used it a while ago, but I'm gonna trust y'all. All right, Logic. Is this Logic? I mean, is this Logic? What is this? Is this Max? No, I understand now. I see what you're saying. I understand open source. Calm down. Calm down, DRMR. I understand what you're saying. I for some reason I thought it was just freeware and open source. I thought the way I was reading it in the chat is I thought you meant that like they were like you'd pay them and then they'd invite you to the GitHub or something. And I get what you're saying. If you build it yourself, you don't have to pay. Yeah. Let's see. All right. I'm looking this up. I'm looking it up. Logic Pro. I'm not looking up open source. Looking up the Logic. Fucking, I can't even find the. Oh, it's the CD. Wow. Well, that shows how relevant they are, huh? Or what is? Oh no, this is the silver, the platinum record. I get it now. You'll go platinum if you get Logic. How much is Logic? Logic's pretty cheap, isn't it? For like DAWs. I mean, it's like you're locked into Apple, obviously, but Pro price. Didn't it just go down in price or something? Or am I crazy? Or went up in price? There's some sort of problem. People are pissed off or happy, or I can't find out how much it is. I see a bunch of faces of assholes. Jesus Christ. Standard edition $199. Okay. From what I know about Logic, if you're already a Mac user, I don't really see. I think it's a reasonable deal. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're already using Mac, if you don't switch, you shouldn't switch unless you're getting Metasynth. You shouldn't buy a Mac for anything. All right. What else we got? 8. I don't know what that is again. I thought we figured out that for a moment, but I don't think I understood it anyway. Oh yeah, we got these. So Reaper, Universal Audio. I'm just taking that off. I'm just gonna say do not buy. Reaper and Bitwig. Yeah, Mixcraft. Okay. Yeah, Reaper goes up here just for the price. Bitwig. I'm not a huge fan. I know I have a Rift. I know that I like Bitwig. I think I like the project. I'm rooting for Bitwig. I enjoyed using it on streams. It was a good thing. It was a good software to check out VSTs with. For me, the piano roll I hate. I still hate. Not, every time I've used it, but that's just because FL Studio has like a very particular set of skills, and piano roll is that, and it's just really, really good at that. So I've never finished a track in Bitwig. I've never rendered a track in Bitwig. That being said, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. It runs really stable. Their updating seems very regular. I'm not a huge fan of the volume licensing, or not the volume license. What am I talking about? I'm not a huge fan of maintenance licenses. I just don't like that. I don't like the scheme. It's like one of those things where it's like, if you want to charge for updates, charge for updates. It feels a little bit too much like a subscription, even though I know it's not. I don't know. I just wish Bitwig would go to a rent-to-own type thing, which they may have, but I kind of wish they just would fully go into that or something. I feel like, because they're already trying to interrupt Ableton's dominance in that type of DAW, and so, I don't know. But that being said, I think that Bitwig deserves to go to Good Deal. Yeah. Yeah. How can you not be spicy about DAWs, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I am on a tightrope. I'm sorry, Viral Beats, for not... I just don't want to give Mixcraft a bad or good rating when I don't... I still don't know what this is. Yes, so Sword and Spade. Reaper's MIDI editing can actually be improved quite a bit with scripts and whatnot. That's the one thing I don't like about Reaper. I like that, obviously, I like that you could, like, improve things with scripts, but I don't like, one of the things I don't like about live is, and I said this years ago when I made that fucking 2-hour long feature film video about live versus FL. Live, they just really have their cake and eat it. They have like, they're missing a lot of things. I mean, God, previous it was like normal panning was missing, but they're missing a lot of things. And then if you ever ask any live user, any live like power user, if you go to the forums or something like that, they say, well, there's a Max for Live thing that does it. So yeah, you can do that. It just download the Max for Live thing. And that's not part of the DAW. And that's the difference between C++ and Max MSP, which is like comparing, you know, a fiber optic, a particle in a fiber optic cable to a fucking old Volkswagen Jetta, you know, to travel across the country. Like one of those is really slow and clunky and unstable, and the other one is going. And so once you bring Max for Live into the situation, you immediately have to kind of disqualify yourself from like having a client sitting next to you while you're producing their music, or having, you know, working on a game soundtrack on a deadline, working on a game soundtrack where you're going to have to open that up and re-render the file a little bit differently. Things like that, you can't really play around. And so that's why, that's one of the reasons Live is down here. Even though I did like it, it's just, I like how Live is all in one page. I like that about Bitwig too. I feel like if I had to make music on a laptop, I would gravitate towards these, just because I wouldn't need an extra monitor or a super long monitor. Whereas FL Studio, I want as many screens as possible. I want to see as many things as once. Let's see how many, if I have any viewers remaining, if everybody is mad at me. Yeah. Max for Live, Max for Live is great. It's cool. It's, and I feel like Ableton used to run on a pretty clunky code base, and then they overhauled everything and they rewrote it, and it got way more, I think it was version 8 or something, right? Well, but I think whatever version that was, I think that's when they introduced Max for Live. And yeah, Max for Live is cool. I have no issues with Max for Live, by the way. I think Max for Live is really is great in terms of something to play, in terms of something to experiment with. I think it's awesome, but it's still Max MSP integrated with Live, and so it's going to be clunky and slow and not as reliable as the DAW itself. And so, gotta be careful. Nobody can figure out what the, Soundtrap. I don't even know what that is. Well, then obviously it's a must-buy. Yeah, I have no idea. That's funny. Yeah, this one either. I don't know what this is. Huh. What? It's a Spotify DAW? No. What? I didn't even know there was a Spotify. How did I not know there was a Spotify DAW? I gotta look this up. What? Oh dear. You gotta be kidding me. Is it actually a Spotify DAW? Like, do they own it? Or are they just like investing in it? No, because I was just looking at their investments the other day. What the fuck? What the hell? Nah, there it goes. Yeah, I wonder if it's just like incubated by Spotify or something. Huh. Wow. Soundtrack for storytellers. What does that even mean? Weird. Well, I'm sure a bunch of people have made YouTube videos on it already. I mean, anything that has this shit is always bad. Anything where it's like, even if it's me, even if you have my face down there being like, yo, I tried this and it's great. Yeah. It's just, it reminds me of supplements or some shit like that. Education. Wow. You know, DaVinci Resolve, for anybody who ever edits, do you have a picture of me though? On the MIDI News store page? Do you have a picture of my face? Let's find out. Yeah, you don't have anything like that. Let me see. Yeah, okay. It's fine if it's in the reviews on like a Steam thing. I'm talking about if it's like the picture of like the musician, especially if it's somebody you've never heard of. That's also like a giveaway. But yeah, that's generally. Yeah, I'm sorry you can't see the entire page. I don't understand open source, guys. I'm joking. Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about? Any other controversial issues to bring up? I suppose that's. Anybody see that American Freedom movie? No, I'm joking. Whatever it's called. The Sound of Freedom. Anybody see The Sound of Freedom? Let's talk about that for a while. Oh yeah, DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve's new version 18.5 just came out of beta, and they have really, really good transcription. Like, you could probably get 99.99% of this entire stream. It would just transcribe it, and then I could select the text and search for the text, and then it would highlight that portion of the video, and I could edit it that way. What? It's crazy. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't actually see the movie, by the way. I haven't been to a movie theater since Birdman. Birdman was my last. No, wait, hold on. So Birdman was my last new movie that I saw in the theater, and that was like 2016 or something, right? That's when I just gave up. Like, there are too many ads. It just pissed me off. I was really grumpy the entire time. People were talking through a movie that I had waited like ages to see. I went to like a really nice theater, and the floor was all sticky. From what I presume could only become, or the candy that people buy. That's also another possibility. And I was just, and the ads. Like, I was like leaving Lucy at home, and I was like worried, didn't want to leave her for too long. And the ads went for like an hour before the film started. And I was just like, fuck this shit. I'm never doing it again. I did do it one more time. I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was like one of the first times I went out after COVID. And so I like masked up and went by myself to go see a screening of Rocky Horror Picture Show, because I had never seen it before, and everybody had always asked me, hey, have you ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show? And I said no, and they're like, I gotta see it. And I was like, okay. And so I figured, well, this theater that plays vintage films, it's like this old theater in Atlanta. And so I went and I saw it, and some fucking lady came out and was like, all right, everybody, before it started, and she's like, who's ever, and like, people were dressed up and shit, and I was like, I think I may, like, not have understood what I'm getting myself into here. And this lady was like, all right, everybody, if you've never, who's seen this before, or who's never seen this before? And me, like an idiot, I'm just like, I raise my hand, and I'm the only person there that does it, and then everybody like stands up and points at me and screams virgin, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, you have to understand, come into the situation from somebody who's never seen the movie, who knows nothing about it other than like it's a movie that's talked about a whole lot and recommended, and to have that experience, you're like, I'm dead, I'm dead, or I'm dreaming, or I'm on a reality show where like everybody's hired to just make me feel like a asshole for not seeing a film before. I'm not really sure, I was just very confused about what was going on. And then throughout the film, people just would harass me, and like random, you'd look over and like people would be like, you'd see like they'd just be like looking in on you to see your reaction. And so there's all this pressure there. And then I guess for lack of a better, the movie sucked. And it was rapey as fuck. Like, I've thought to myself, if this movie came out today, this movie would never like get past the normal standards of filmmaking today in terms of just the rapiness. Like, I was like, this is actually kind of fucked up, this whole movie. I wasn't a fan. I didn't storm out or anything. I lasted to the end, but I was just, I really realized that like maybe I don't have my finger on the pulse of culture as much as I thought that I had before I went in. But yeah, it's a that was the last time I went to a movie theater. So yeah. Yeah, and so now when people are like, "Are you going to see Oppenheimer?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm not going to the movie. I'll wait until it shows up on my screen at home." Except for the Barbie movie. Definitely going to go to see the Barbie movie. What I was actually thinking of doing was seeing the Barbie movie like at maybe like 11 a.m. when like it's filled, 11 a.m. on a Saturday, when it's filled with like teenage girls, teenage girls, college, people who the movie was made for, that type of person. And then I thought that I would get on Twitter, and I would buy Twitter Blue so I could like have, and I would write paragraph after paragraph of why the movie was garbage and why I didn't like it. And then maybe I would get on YouTube with all of the other grown fucking men who for some reason saw Barbie in the movie theater on opening night, and I would just give a very aggressive dissertation on why Barbie is a piece of shit film, and not address the fact that maybe it wasn't made for someone like me, because that seems to be what a lot of YouTubers are doing right now. So I figured I might join in on that trend. Yeah. Or I would, naturally talk about how I went to see Oppenheimer, because I'm not a pussy. I don't see girl films, and just flex on that for a while, because this is what people do now. I suppose. I guess we're just going right back to 7th grade, maybe even that 7th. I was already beyond that shit when I was 7th. I would say like 4th grade, 3rd grade. This is like boys rule, girls drool territory. Like, it's pretty bad. Anyway, hope somebody here's seen Barbie and enjoyed it. And Tom Cruise has that new Mission Impossible 18 or whatever, and that is behind The Sound of Freedom. Imagine that. Imagine being Tom Cruise, looking at those charts and seeing this like fucking weird Mormon film, this weird QAnon Mormon film, just eclipsing Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones and all this other shit behind it, when the theaters are allegedly empty. That would just be That would be a hard day for Mr. Cruz. Yeah, please let us know, Seth, about Barbie. I really want to know how it is. As if, I mean, I'm sure I'll find out. But yeah, maybe my next stream will just be Oppenheimer. Maybe I will just cam it old school. I'll just use an old VHS-C cam, and then I'll just play it on the stream. And all of my channels will be disabled. And I'll probably be a happier human being as a result of that happening. But anyway, on that note, I guess our time's up. Oh, we're way over time. And I found a fidget spinner on my desk, so I'm just doing that. So yeah, think about coming to Knobcon, and I'll think about what I'm doing with Knobcon in terms of Q&As. Maybe even getting some other creators would be fun, something like that. But yeah, all right. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful evening or day wherever you are in the world, and thank you so much for participating in SimSelections. It was another great month. I'm really loving this road trip vibe thing that's going on with it, although I do plan on changing it up. Maybe I'll buy a stock footage library or something and go nuts. So yeah, have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to try my best to have a video. I have like an epic philosophical video in the works that hopefully I'll have done editing by Monday. So yeah, don't worry. I'm going to be working real hard and not sleeping. All right. See you later, everybody. Love you.